March 3rd, 2560. The human and Sangheli crew of Anvil Station mark the 7th anniversary of the Covenant War's end as they weigh past burdens with hope for the future.
Original story written by the Halo franchise team of Halo Studios. We thank Halo Studios for continuing to tell grand stories within Halo's universe and dedicate this series as a love letter to their efforts. Jumperscape Audio and Scion Esports present Stories from Waypoint. Episode 17, Anvil Accord. Posted first on Halo Waypoint, July 22nd, 2024.
Private Communique, July 2nd, 2553, classified top secret. Message from Terrence Hood to Arbiter Thel Vadum. Reply, Anvil Initiative. Begin transmission.
Arbiter, apologies for the method of communication for this message. I did not wish to suggest that hosting a summit to discuss the matter, as initiating such diplomatic proceedings would inevitably attract bureaucratic concessions that I would prefer to make later rather than sooner. Not long ago, I told you that I couldn't forgive your kind for the atrocities committed against mine. I still struggle with it, but our recent deployment to Sanghelios with Infinity opened my eyes to the reality that things are far more complicated than they seem. I'm sure that Infinity's involvement in neutralizing the hostilities on your doorstep have only complicated things further for you as well. We both find ourselves having to take unconventional actions in unprecedented times. With that comes an opportunity to lay a foundation of hope for the future. After our last conversation, it's become clear that we both have emerging generations for whom the Covenant War will eventually be a distant memory. Difficult as it is to imagine, there will come a time when our peoples will not carry the burdens and prejudices of the many who suffered over the last 28 years. I believe they will hope to be part of something greater. Even as certain elements aim to ensure this alliance does not grow beyond a momentary accord of convenience, I have to believe that the children of our children will one day see the best in each other. But that work must begin today, soon as it may seem. During the war, Anvil Station served as a repair and resupply outpost, but fell into disuse a few years ago. The question of what to do with this station has fallen under my purview, which brings me to the crux of my inquiry. I propose that we use this facility to establish a joint multi-species task force. Officially, Project Crucible will serve as a retrofit job to test Skunkworks prototypes as our technologies become more integrated, leveraging the finest artisan armorers, technical experts, and warriors who fit the desired profile. Our broader goal will be fostering cooperation and common cause. Should you agree, we can make preparations and begin screening for the right personnel. Until we meet again.
March 3rd, 2560, 0900 hours. Anvil Station, Armor Bay G11. Dr. Luther Mann and Chief Warrant Officer Dariya Voronkov scrutinized the assembled set of armor before them. Voronkov wheeled her chair closer and pulled out a pair of thick-rimmed glasses to study it in close detail. The assailer-powered armor had turned up during an operation conducted by the Office of Naval Intelligence a short while back. It bore a striking resemblance to several Sangheli combat harnesses. Anvil Station's personnel and resources had been deemed the perfect fit to study, analyze, and test the unique features and capabilities of this new mystery. They had provided the assailer's components to several Spartans who were looking to conduct their own stress tests. Mann had already observed half a dozen of them wandering over to various war games simulation decks.
Greetings.
You must be Vran, a new artisan armorer. A pleasure to meet you.
This armor was recovered during an operation on Scala. Naval intelligence were investigating some Ouellette prototypes, and the operative they sent discovered they were being put to use by Venetian janissaries and independent contractors.
What do we know of these groups?
Unfortunately, not an awful lot right now. A new problem, to be sure. The galaxy seems to be in a constant state of providing those.
No sense fretting about that today. It's a day of celebration, remember? 7 years to the day since the Covenant War's end. You didn't know?
I was not present for the War of Annihilation. My people were fortunate to escape the reach of the Covenant during its founding age. It is only recently that we have found our way back, where we discovered that the Covenant as our ancestors had known it had already fallen.
Fascinating. You mean to say your people developed as an entirely separate society and culture over thousands of years?
I am certain that is why the Arbiter has decreed that many of us who wish to serve are being sent to Anvil Keep. I believe he wishes for us to remain at a distance from the galaxy's current political landscape.
Why do you think that is?
I suggest you clear your schedule for the next lunar cycle or two, Artisan Armorer. You will receive no end of questions from this one.
My people escaped the Covenant at a time when it was composed only of Sangheli and Sanchion. We have never encountered those that were forced into their species-based hierarchy over the ages that followed.
There are people out there who would hate you simply for being Sangheli. Not everyone's as much of a dreamer as Dr. Mann here.
Is that how you feel, given your injury?
Oh, I didn't lose my legs to the Covenant. I lost them to an enemy bombing run while fighting other humans some 20 years back.
And did you hate them?
I did. For a long time. For years. Innies, we called them. All the same, we said about them. Hatred is a hard thing to let go of. But I found my peace, eventually. Rebuilt my life as best I could. Reality is, humans will go on hating each other, as we always have. And they'll go on hating aliens just as they've learned to. The pain we cause each other can't just be taken away. It's part of what makes us who we are, even if it isn't pretty.
So some hate because they can't let go of the past, some hate because of ignorance, because they've been told to for so long, and some hate simply because they can. How does the galaxy move forward?
That leads us back to the task at hand. To which group do you think those who built this armor belong? Who do they hate? And why?
March 3rd, 2560, 1300 hours. Anvil Keep, Hangar Bay. Yshi and Nbara loved to fly. Ever since she had been a hatchling, she had been told stories about the Sky Chevaliers of old, legendary pilots and pioneers who rode through the skies of Sanghelios on the backs of the leather-winged predators known as Skelm. As Nbara approached her Alceta pattern strike fighter, a vacuum-sealed Banshee variant that served as a powerful interceptor in space combat, the biomimetic influence of those majestic creatures that defined aspects of the vehicle's form filled her with the sense of connection to her people's far-reaching past. Nbara was uncertain of how the rest of her fellow pilots within Harmony Wing felt as they too strode up to their fighters. She had only served with the others in their squadron for a few weeks and was still getting acquainted with them, both on an individual basis and their dynamic as a team. But each pilot of the wing was a volunteer, united in purpose. That in itself held the makings of kinship.
Need a hand getting into your Banshee, Elder?
The only hand I recall being offered was my own to you after our last sparring round, Spartan Kenzo.
You know, sometimes I worry that you two are going to bicker so much that you'll crash into each other before you can even leave the hangar.
In which event, saving the galaxy will be up to you and Nbara, which I'm sure you could do, but with way less style without us.
Way less something, that's for sure.
Comms check.
Harmony 2 online.
Harmony 3, good to go.
Harmony 4, ready to fly.
Then let us make like the skeleton of old.
March 3rd, 2560, 2100 hours. Anvil Station, Facility Commissary 3.
Okay, what about this one? How many fingers does a Sangheli have?
12. 8 on our hands and 4 on our face.
Ah, what the hell? Did Jacobs tell you that one already?
You overestimate your ability to communicate humor. Your wit is as weak as your weapon.
Is that why you can't beat my score on the carbine drills?
Thank you for reminding me. I have not yet started the carbine drills this cycle.
Yeah. Just make sure you put the right finger on the trigger.
I will be sure to try each one just for you.
Shots Fired was the name given to Commissary 3 on the leisure level of Anvil Station. It had become a favorite stop for training pairs coming off collaborative combat endurance drills, each pair typically being made up of one Spartan and one Sangheli, though there was a fair mix of non-augmented personnel sprinkled throughout the cohort to diversify the experience and expand any available data gathered. Each day, scores of hand-selected warriors from both the UNSC and the Swords of Sanghelios engaged in a variety of drills, simulations, and multimodal tactics courses, all finely crafted to increase the cooperative output of the multi-species effort. But despite all the rigorous training and strategic cross-examination, it could legitimately be argued that a post-sim evening and Shots Fired could do more to effectively progress cultural diplomacy than a week of live-fire drills. Spartan Vesco and Ovitar had been regulars for a while now, but the ribbing never seemed to grow old.
Alright, Fistface, your turn.
How many humans does it take to operate a spacecraft?
Nobody knows, because the AI do everything anyway. Come on, that's an old one. Give me something good.
Very well. Have you heard the one about the glassed planet?
No.
Neither have they.
Oh, damn, that is good.
I heard it from Jacobs.
March 3rd, 2560, 2300 hours. Anvil Keep, Station Master's study.
You're worried?
Spartan Commander Vinay Sahil had worked with Station Master Toda Murajai for over half a decade and could read the Sangheli now as well as any human. It was the Station Master's visible shift into stoic stillness that gave his concern away.
There is a fine line between worry and caution.
Just 2 hours ago, they had received a distress call that necessitated a change in plans, and the entire station was scrambling to coordinate a response. Tomorrow, they would begin the process of mobilizing their forces to answer the call. To illustrate his point, Murajai resumed the audio feed for station-wide communications as Sahil set his helmet down on the holotable.
You got those slip space travel calls ready yet?
Negative. We're still taking inventory of how much we're even able to send to Nissa.
Almost makes me wish they installed a real AI on the station. You know, they probably already have run the numbers before I even finished asking the question.
If Anvil Keep did possess such an intelligence, you would not be here to ask any questions.
Point taken.
We've just received special dispensation to dock 3 of our fully loaded condors aboard Sword of Conjunction, along with Amity, Harmony, and Sympathy Wings. Sounds like our ride to the fight just got an upgrade.
Oh, I'm Bryan, whoever made that arrangement happen. A year's supply of his skull. Rerunning travel calls to Nissa based on Azure Pattern stats. I'll have an update for you shortly.
This is what they've been training for. Listen to them. They're ready.
We have prepared them to the best of our ability. I only wish that we had more actionable knowledge on what they are being sent into.
Whatever the galaxy throws their way, they'll have each other's backs. Have faith in them.
Faith? I knew faith when it filled the infinite expanse of empty promises and false journeys into divinity by those who manipulated my people for countless ages.
Faith in our brothers and sisters, their training, their sense of duty, in everything we have built and accomplished here. Get some rest, Station Master. That's an order.
I do not believe that you have the authority to give me orders, Spartan Commander.
It's a flat team structure. You know, you've still yet to tell me the full story of those.
He gestured to a group of 4 stone tablets lining the left side wall, each of them etched with the saga of Murajai's clan.
When this mission is over, perhaps I shall. And perhaps we shall forge the next chapter together.
Original stories are available on Halo Waypoint. All rights to Halo belong to Halo Studios and Microsoft. Get connected with the team at jumperscape.com. Stories from Waypoint is presented by Scion Esports. Find their events and opportunities at scionesports.com.